Hey guys, today I'm making a video on how to count first and second entries for going either long or short. Right now I have a naked chart with no annotations, and we're going to start at the open of today's price action and just go through when to be looking for first and second entries, going either long or short, and how to count them. But before you begin to analyze the opening price structure, it's important to look at the overnight price action so we get an idea of what price is doing and where it will potentially head. If we start from this high right here, we can see that price makes a major bearish move below the EMA and continues to make lower highs and lower lows. Because of this, we can say the price action is bearish, and we would want to be looking for opportunities to go short. So what exactly is a first entry short? A first entry short, if we look at this example right here, is when price breaks below its previous bar's low. Think of it as the first attempt for price to head lower in a move. A second entry short is when the price action breaks below its previous bar's low, but it's the second attempt for price to head lower. So if we have this low right here, and we're looking for entries short because we see this major bearish move, we have the lower highs and lower lows, prices below EMA, so we want to be looking for shorts. We take this low right here, and we have a bullish move up, and we're looking for shorts, and we get a first entry short triggered right here. It's triggered because on this bar, it broke below the previous bar's low. So this is a first entry short, and every time you get a first entry, second entry, third entry, you're always making, and let's say you're looking for shorts, you're always making a higher or lower low. So every attempt to head lower from either a first or second entry makes a higher or lower low. If price continues to make higher lows, then you would continue to count the entries until the most recent low is broken with the lower low. So in this case, we have a low here, we have a first entry short, broke right here, new low created. We have a second entry short, new low created. So far, no lows have been broken. The most recent low right here hasn't been broken, and from this low, the most recent low has been broken. So you would continue to count the entries. So we have a first entry short, second entry short, and we keep looking, third entry short, and then we get a low right here. But take a look at this. The most recent low from this third entry short, it didn't break the most recent low. So now the most recent low would be here. So we would move our low marked with this blue line right here, and then we get a fourth entry short, which finally breaks its most recent low, so the count would reset. And wherever that low would be, then you would start your count. So the low would be down here. So you would start to look for your first entry short, second entry short, possible third entry short from down here. So then we have another first entry short. On this bar, even though it's a bullish bar, it broke below its previous bar's low. So that's a first entry short. And then we get a new low created here, and I'm going to keep moving it. So then we get a second entry short, broke right here. This bar broke below its previous bar's low, and the low, so the move continued down, so the low would be right here. So now this is the most recent low. If we break this low, then we would reset the count, and then we would just continue. So then we get a third entry short. Even though it broke below, it came back up, didn't tick higher, moved back down, and then we get a third entry short with a new low, so the count resets. And you would continue just like that. And you keep looking. So far, nothing's broken. We get a first entry short. So then the low would be here. Once price breaks below this most recent low, then we reset the count. We get a second entry short. Didn't break. We get a third entry short. it broke, so count resets. And notice what happens here. Count resets and we get a first entry short, but with a new low because the most recent low was broken, so count resets. First entry short with a new low, count resets. And you continue counting like that. So we keep going, we get a first entry short right here. So this is actually a weird area. So we have a low here, price heads higher, right? And then it makes a first entry short, but notice this. It comes back up and then ticks below on this bar. So this would actually be a second entry short, but with a new low, so the count resets right here. And then we get a first entry short, low right here. And then we get a second entry short with a new low, count resets. So notice how I'm counting the entries just like that. Sometimes, yeah, you won't even get a second entry and you'll just get a first entry with a new low, so the count would reset. And other times you'll make a first entry, a second entry, a third, and possibly even a fourth. If this happens, you don't want to be looking for shorts because then the price would be heading higher, and instead you'd want to be looking for long opportunities. So in this case, let me see if I can find one. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. So see this low right here, this swing low. If, say, we're looking for shorts, you wouldn't want to be looking for shorts because it's a clear bullish uptrend right now, but let's just say you wanted to. Right, you'd be looking for shorts. You get a first entry short triggered right here, new low. You get a second entry short. You get a third entry short. And then let's just say that price continued to head higher and you get a fourth entry short and then a fifth entry short, and it doesn't break these lows, then price would be trending up and you would not want to be looking for shorts. Okay, so I kind of have a rule. Third entry shorts are okay, but if you get 4 or 5, you don't want to be looking for shorts at all. And so in that case, you would want to be looking for long opportunities. So to count a first and second entry going long, it's very similar to going short, only instead you'd be looking for price to break lower, to break below the previous bar's low. That's for a short. And then for a long, you want the price to break the previous bar's high. So we'll look at this scenario right here. Let's take this swing high right here. So this is a high. Okay, and let's say we wanted to look for longs. Well, we have a bearish move down and then we get a first entry long. It ticked one tick above its previous bar's high, so that's a first entry long. It's the first time price attempted to move higher, but it rejected off the EMA and then it came back down. And say we're looking for a second entry short right here, boom, price broke above its previous bar's high. Okay, so have high, first entry long, we get a second entry long all the way to move up here. And the same thing happens with the highs. If a high is broken, you reset the count. So the high would be here. You get a first entry long, lower high than this one. So this is the new high. Then you get a second entry long. This would be the new high right here. And then you get a third entry long, but it breaks its most recent high. So then the count would reset up here. Okay. And then you would, right here, we have this new high. We have a first entry long, broke above previous bar's high, but because it broke the most recent high, the count resets to 0. Okay, and then we get a move up. So far nothing's broken. We get a first entry long, and it continues to move, and boom. It broke above the most recent high, so count resets. at the new high. We get a first entry long, broke above most recent high, count resets. And you just keep doing this in this uptrend. I would not want to be looking for trades because right here in this area, because it's too far from EMA, what you want to see is a move back to the EMA and then get a second entry long with a good signal bar. So let me see if I can find, okay. So these were a couple trades I took today. Notice this trade right here. We have a high here. I'll mark it with this line. And we get a move down to the EMA, but notice how it's holding. Right, it's holding above, but it kind of comes down right here. And we get a first entry long. It broke one tick above this bar. So this would be the new high. And then we get a second entry long. Great signal bar. It's a second entry long. It's holding above EMA. We have strong context because it's in an uptrend, and we're potentially looking for a new high. So we take this trade, we put in our trade, we scalp out 2 points or whatever you're going for, and that's a good trade, right? It's a first entry long, second entry long with a new high, so count would reset here. First entry long, new high right here. First entry long, new high. First entry long, moving down, so far nothing's broken. Second entry long, third entry long, new high right here. First entry long, second entry long, third entry long right here, but with a new high, count resets. First entry long with a new high, count resets. First entry long, didn't break. Oh, it's actually a double top. So I'm glad that this happened because you can treat double tops and double bottoms as either a first entry long or a new high. So for beginners, I recommend you treat it as a new high. And for more advanced people that can understand the price action structure a little bit better than beginners, you can consider this a first entry long. So we would say new high right here, first entry long. Even though it didn't tick above, we can still consider this the first entry long because you can clearly see price attempted to make a move. It came back to EMA, second entry long. Then we get a nice scalp out of that. It's holding above EMA. We have a downtrend break, new low, so the downtrend's over. And now we're looking for prices to head potentially higher. Okay, so just to kind of recap that. At first entry longs, it's price's first attempt to head higher, and at second entry longs, it's price's second attempt to head higher. The count resets whenever the most recent high is broken. So if we have this high right here, right? First entry long, this is where the most recent high would be. Second entry long broke, so the count would reset all the way at the new high. Okay. And it's also important to note if price continues to make long entries, very similar to the scenario where we were talking about a third entry short, fourth entry short, fifth entry short. Say it's a third entry long, fourth entry long, fifth entry long, then price would be making lower lows and downtrending, so you wouldn't want to be going long. And this is a great example right here. We have high, and notice price is trending down, and we keep making entries long. First entry long, we're coming down. Second entry long, coming down. Third entry long, coming down. Fourth entry long, still hasn't broken, coming down. Fifth entry long, so far nothing. Sixth entry long, and we finally make a higher high than the most recent high. and we can clearly see that it's downtrending. So you would not want to be looking for entries to go long. That's pretty much a quick overview. I'm trying to make this video as short as possible and as straight to the point, no BS. But counting entries is a skill that takes time and a lot of dedication, especially in a ruthless environment like trading. I encourage everyone to open a naked chart like I am doing here and just count entries. Just look at the price action and say, okay, is this downtrending? All right, I want to be looking for shorts, right? So we have a new low. All right, I want to be looking for shorts. First entry short, new low. Second entry short, new low. Third entry short, new low. Fourth entry short, new low. Count resets because it broke most recent low. Okay. So just count these entries going long and short on a naked chart. And your goal is that it becomes second nature for you to just be able to see it and just know instantly when price breaks above or below and creates a new high or a new low, and when to reset it. That was something that took me a long time to get, mainly because I didn't clearly understand why. But whenever price breaks above and makes a new high or a lower low, makes a higher high or a lower low, count resets. And dependent on price action structure, you want to be looking for either going short or long. And that's pretty much it. I don't want to drag this video on any longer. But like I was saying, the goal is that it becomes second nature, and to see these entry triggers whenever you see new lows and highs are put in place to reset the count, and apply this to your trading and possibly, get a good opportunity to make some money. So if you have any questions, please let me know. If you'd like me to make a video on something that you're confused about, just give me a comment below and I'd be happy to help out. I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. So take care, everyone, and keep grinding.